This podcast is sponsored by Utocop. For more details, please click on the link that is in the description below. Welcome to episode 29 of On a Personal Note with Adarsh Sakare. It's been a while since we shot. Recently, I put out a post that I'm excited about the guests who are lined up and who y'all are going to meet. So excited to do this. Excited to restart shooting after a little break. But today, there's something unique about today because we haven't had anyone like this before, or rather, in the field or in the space that we are talking about. But before I go on and on about the guest, first let's say hi to Nikhil. Hi, Nikhil.
Oh, I'm unique. I'm special. Hello.
Hi, Nikhil.
Hi, Adarsh.
Nikhil, I must say that I think as a stage performer, you're naturally very warm and charming. Like, I don't mean to flirt with you, but but I feel like anyone can speak to you.
I think it's in my blood.
Okay.
Let me tell a little about my father. He's also a magician. And from his childhood, he's been a magician and he's got this amazing personality. So my friends, when they see my performances and my dad's performance, they always say, your dad's amazing. I feel a little bad that time. Like, why am I not like my dad? So I think it's in my blood. I got it. I think I got it because of my dad.
Super. So, with that being said, a little about why Nikhil is here and why I'm excited about this conversation, honestly. So, I've been in the space where we do a lot of engagement activities for the corporates, and every time we are looking for some unique performances or unique people to engage a crowd, right? Nikhil's name kept coming up. So, Nikhil Raj, the Illusionist, as you address yourself as. So we are talking to Nikhil Raj today, and every time his profile kept coming up and I kept seeing Nikhil's name, and I watched a couple of videos, and honestly, like, from those videos that the crowd is enjoying what he's doing. And we haven't had someone here before, right? With a background of, say, magic or illusion as such. So I'm excited to understand what goes into a journey of a person being an illusionist. What are those challenges, especially in a country like us where, creative art or creative space is not that encouraged on. What are the good parts? What are the limitations? All of this. And I also have a few unique experiences lined up for you from Nikhil's side. So stay tuned and welcome to the episode. And welcome, Nikhil. Welcome to the studio. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How are you feeling? What's going on?
Oh, I'm feeling so good.
Okay.
I'm feeling very excited and I'm
Okay.
super thrilled to do this.
I'm glad. Just generally, in terms of work, on a scale of 1 to 10, how is it? In terms of the COVID situation going away, work building up, what would you say? It's at a 7, it's at a 8?
So now situation,
Yeah.
I would say 7.
7? Okay.
Yeah. You'll be shocked to hear this. During my COVID situation, I would say it was 10.
Okay.
Because what happened as soon as pandemic started, everything was shut down. There were no on-ground events. So what I did, I sat down, I created a routine for myself, a virtual routine, and I started pitching to all my previous clients and all my friends and family. So I started telling them, I've been doing these virtual shows for corporates, employee engagement programs, employee wellness programs, stress bursting programs and stuff. So I did perform for a couple of companies and I got an amazing response from them. So I shared these videos with my clients and they were very happy. So I started getting back-to-back work, not only from India, from abroad as well. I started performing for UK, Dubai, Singapore, a lot of companies. So it worked out pretty well for me.
Super stuff. Let's jump right in, man. Like, no more, wasting of time. I want to get into the exciting questions. What's the best part of being an illusionist or a magician?
not everybody can be a magician and illusionist. You know, they need
Okay.
to have a couple of certain qualities.
Mm.
Yeah, and the best part for me from a performer's point of view is, I can make someone happy. I can make someone very excited, and throughout the evening they'll be thinking, how did this bugger do this? So that question mark in everybody's head, I really enjoy it.
What's the difference between a magician and an illusionist, or are they the same?
No, they're not the same.
Okay.
So I categorize. So I'll tell you the categories. So according to me, in magic, we have different styles. So we have magic, illusion, semi-illusion, conjuring, mentalism, mind reading, hypnosis, street magic, close up, table hopping, a lot of stuff.
Wow. Okay. Never knew that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And the best part is, you're with someone who's mastered all this.
Wow. Okay. So
Are you proud?
I am. I am, man. I mean,
Kidding.
100%.
So I'm pretty sure you might have watched these videos, magicians on stage cutting a person into two halves and presenting magic, in a big way, using a lot of props, assistants. They're called illusions. And this is according to me, by the way.
Okay.
And magic is a magician is someone who can perform, who performs in smaller parties, birthday parties, let's say, performs the semi-illusion stuff. So that's the difference.
There is, okay, there's a definite difference. And, one second. Okay, sorry about that. So, obviously now you told us the difference between a magician and an illusionist, and we'll get into, details about that. But as the name of the show says, on a personal note, we also want to kind of get into your journey as to how it started, right? So, yeah, how did it all start off?
So, like I mentioned, my dad was into the same field. As a kid, my dad used to take me out for shows, and at home he used to have, huge team, and he used to practice. He used to be a corporate performer as well.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And he used to perform a lot of illusions, and it takes a lot of practice. So, we had an office on top of our house, and he used to practice with his team the entire time, and I used to sit and watch. So basically, my dad used to perform at home. He used to take me out for shows, and it was magic again. When friends and family come, it was magic. So I really got a little irritated with magic. So I never wanted to be a magician. My dad always asked me, come on, I want you to be a magician. But he never forced, but I didn't want to.
You're the only child?
I have a sister as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that go on? Like, wasn't she also asked to be a part of all these things?
Even she was asked to be
Okay.
a magician. I wish if she was a magician, I'm pretty sure she would have been very famous.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there are not a lot of lady magicians in India.
Okay.
So even my sister used to be very irritated with all the magic going on at home all the time. And one of my teachers knew that my dad was a magician, and in school she asked me to perform magic. And I was not a really good student, and I had to get some marks. So I'm like, okay, chalo, let me do this. And I performed, and after my show, my friends, my teachers, and all the parents were so happy and proud, and I was in the spotlight. That was my first experience on stage. I loved it. I'm like, wow, this is such a nice feeling. I got a little high when I was a kid itself on stage.
Nice.
So I'm like, oh, this is damn cool. I should do it more often. And then my second show was in college when I was in 11th, and I performed for 2,500 crowd in Christ University. It has a huge auditorium.
Wow. Okay.
And from there, my journey started. I slowly started approaching these event companies. And, I started off.
Now, so you said that there was a lot of magic going on at home as well. So would your father pull tricks on all of you? Like whenever you're sitting, like he comes up and he asks you maybe pick a card, does this, does that on a daily basis? Was that a routine at home?
Yeah, almost, but not
Okay.
with cards. But one day he freaked me out.
Okay.
When he was in the US, he got this some weird item. Okay, so
Okay.
it's just a prop, just a hand. It's just like this. So it's like that, and he asked me, go pick it up, and I don't know. So I just went to pick it up, and the hand started moving. It was so creepy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I used to do stuff like this. Yeah, I used to fool around a lot.
these were obvious things at home that were happening on a
Yeah,
daily
all the
basis.
time.
So were you the first audience for him then, for a new trick?
Yeah, maybe I would say.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was a kid. I'm not really sure actually. Yeah, I
Okay.
think I was.
Yeah. And where did it start for him then? It
S-
started for him by himself, or again, is it in the family?
No, it's not in the family. So in
Okay.
school, an African magician was invited. He was studying in Wilson Garden, Bangalore.
Okay.
So he got inspired by that. So he watched a magic show as a kid, and he started, making his own props, and he started all by himself.
Okay, so he was the first person in the family who took it up.
That's right.
And does he talk about how did it happen for him? Like, see, now I understand for you there are separate limitations, but for him being a first generation magician, do you think it was tough for him to get this rolling as a business?
Very difficult because,
Okay.
first of all, my grandparents are very orthodox, and they thought magic was black magic, and they were really scared, that their son was getting into all this black magic and all this nonsense instead of studying. So he had to, convince them that it's not black magic, it's an art, and it was really tough for him.
So he's had it the hard way then.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Right now, just fast forwarding into the space where you said the second time you performed was at Christ University, and now for that show, was your father very involved in teaching you end to end, or was it your style, or how did that happen?
The style was mine, but my father was very involved because that was my, it was like a first show because, it was the first show in college, and I was really, really scared. And Christ University has this huge auditorium, and they have like really big lighting systems and stuff. So they need to have this, some sort of air conditioner. Okay. So I was standing on stage and I was supposed to light something, and the air was, it was.
Oh, it was
Yeah, the
blowing
force
right
was
on you?
too yeah,
Okay.
it was on me, and I had to light something, and I couldn't light it at all. That was
Okay.
my first trick. So I go on stage, I have a paper, and I'm trying to light it. It's not happening. Believe me, for 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, I'm just standing there. I'm trying this. My dad's sitting and laughing. He's in the front row and he's just laughing. Then he told me, just stare at it. It's okay. So I was nervous. The trick didn't work out really well, but then slowly, I started picking up, and yeah, thank God Dad was there that day.
Okay. So your father must have never had an issue with you making this a full-time scene,
Not at all.
right?
Not at all.
Okay, perfect. Now what happens here, right? Now there's your father who's been in the space and who's enjoyed it, and now he sees his son getting into the space as well. Like in most movies, is there like this book of magic that is passed on to you? Is there an old book where he's written all the tricks that now you own, or how does it work?
Nothing as such, but I use a lot of his props.
Okay.
So, before COVID, every year, I used to organize a show called Mysticity.
Okay.
And which is basically a blend of different styles of magic. And it's a ticketed show where, people across Bangalore come and watch my
Okay.
show. So that time, my dad, he has a book actually written. He's written down all the tricks he's mastered and all the props he has. So I sit with him. I discuss. This is so much fun. So I
Okay.
sit with him. I discuss each and everything. And if I find something boring, I'm like, "Arey yaar, why do you do all this boring nonsense? Just throw it away." He's like, it's not boring. I'll show you it. After he shows me, I'm like, "Oh, damn, wow, it's amazing. I want to perform this." So yeah.
So
So he's given me all the items now. He doesn't perform much.
okay.
He's passed on all the items to me, and I'm performing.
So now, a lot of the first thing. In fact, today I was showing my mom your videos. So she asked me very often, like, okay, who's your new guest?
Oh,
So
very
she
nice.
stays very excited about okay, what's coming up next, right? So I was just showing her your videos and all of this, and then we were just discussing how to stay ahead in a space like you are. I think innovation does play a big part, right? Because if there's a certain trick that's been done for the last 20 years, which still works, no doubt, but again, to sustain maybe for the next 20 years of your life, innovation has to be a big part of it. Do you feel that's a challenge to come up with new things, or how does it work there?
Frankly, it's not a challenge anymore. So what
Okay.
happened? I'm pretty sure you are aware of the show, The Master Magician.
Yeah.
So he reveals in AXN, he reveals all the items, right?
Used to air in the night.
Yeah.
I remember that on AXN.
Correct.
Used to air in the night. I remember
Right.
this.
So initially, it was a little difficult for all the magicians to, they were a little upset. It's our profession. If you reveal it, we're going to lose our jobs. People will not be that interested in the field anymore. They're not going to, hire us anymore, is what we all thought. But we magicians took it as a challenge. We started, we trust me, we magicians are very, very creative, and we think out of the box. We started, creating and innovating stuff that nobody can, reveal, or it's not easily guessable. Yeah, so it's not a challenge anymore. And I think even if you know the trick, it's all about the
Nikhil,
presentation.
if we can be in line with the mic.
I'm so sorry.
I think just a reminder.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
all.
I got a little too comfortable.
No, you can. As long as we are like in line with the mic, I think
Okay,
we're
cool.
good. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's all about, even if you know the trick, I think it's all about the presentation these days.
Correct.
How you present, how you communicate, your storytelling, and your stage presence. It's all about this.
So you're saying that plays a major role.
Yeah, it plays a major role in magic.
So have you had any tricks that you have come up with? I think that's where I'm coming up to. Have you had tricks that you have written from scratch and you feel like, okay, that's Nikhil's trick?
I will be very frank. No.
Okay.
My dad innovates a lot of stuff.
Okay.
He loves doing some research, and he sits for days and he does all this. But I'm not into that. I'm more of a person who's more into presentation, and I plan my patter, what to say, the storytelling, and I'm more of that person. So I work a lot on.
So
on
maybe
that
the
space.
art is in presentation then. That's what you're coming to. It's in the way
With
you
me,
present.
yes. When it comes to my shows, yes.
Nice, man. I mean, if that's what it is, and in fact, this is one more point we were speaking about, right? And I think we can touch upon that now. How showmanship is one of the biggest things in your space. How you present a trick. If you can tell us like about a trick, not like reveal the trick, but say about a trick that involves a lot of showmanship or presentation that you really enjoy.
So basically, in my shows, what I do is, I have a lot of comedy, I have a lot of interaction, and at the same time, it has a lot of entertainment as well.
Okay.
And of course, with mind-blowing acts. So to bring all these four things together, it's quite a it's quite important, and it's a little tough.
Okay.
So what I do is I have to sit and I have to do some research and have to think about one-liners and jokes and all this I have to put together. So why don't we do something now?
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right, now my phone was in front of you, throughout. By any chance, do you think you know my phone password?
No. I don't know.
You don't know. So what I'm going to do is, I will be very frank with you guys. I have a phone with me, and it does have a fingerprint option at the back. All right, let me just increase the brightness, and can we edit this part?
Yeah.
Okay, chalo. Let me just keep my phone. All right, amazing. So I have a phone with me. Yeah. By any chance, do you think you know my phone password?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Should I increase my brightness? Can you see it? Can you
Yeah,
see
I
my
can
phone?
see it. Yeah, I can see it.
All right, lovely. Now I'm gonna be very frank with you guys. I do have this fingerprint option at the back. So just make sure my fingers are here. All right.
Oh, man.
So that I don't touch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you a small story, Adarsh. Now, imagine. Before that, let's make it very clear to the audience, you don't know my phone password.
I
right?
don't, guys. Honestly, I don't. Like, swear on the studio. That's the only way I can make them believe it.
Now they'll believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's say we go out right now and we go to this amazing, a cafeteria, and you want to buy something. All right, and the food is very cheap, and the maximum price is 9 rupees. So let's say you buy something. What do you like the most?
Chocolate cake.
You like chocolate cake, and how much is it?
But the maximum is, you said,
$9.
So I get to decide how much this pastry is. maybe it's 6.
6. Okay, so what
Yeah.
I'm going to do is I'm going to enter
Hmm.
6, all right?
Hmm.
Yeah?
Hmm.
Did you see 6?
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, you've
Now,
entered it.
what I
Hmm.
want you to do is now we are walking back and you see a big board and there's one number written on the board. And what number is that?
Say 1.
1.
Yeah.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter 1. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, we come back to studio and I ask you to pick a card. What card would you pick?
3.
3. Okay, so I'm going to click on 3.
Hmm.
And what's your date of birth?
Date of birth 24th.
24.
24th
So
March.
you want to go with 24 or, 2 or 4? Just
I would
pick
go
a
to
number.
2.
2, okay. All right. So I have to enter 4 digits to unlock my phone.
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to go over once again. So you bought a chocolate cake for $6.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then we came back, you saw a board which had number 1.
Yeah.
And then you came here, you picked a card which is 3.
3. Yeah.
And then your date of birth is 2 and 4.
Yeah.
We picked
2.
2. Now there's OK there. Shall I click on OK?
Yeah.
Are
go
you
for it.
ready?
Yeah. Oh man, it actually
How
opened up.
did you do that, Adarsh?
That is crazy. That is crazy. That is really crazy.
Thanks, bud.
I mean, he never used the fingerprint. It's on video. It's on video, I think. Yeah, it's on video. I always had a choice. I could have gone, even for the pricing, I could have done anything else.
You should have changed. You did.
That's so crazy. So what happened there? I mean, don't reveal the trick, but how do you think, I mean, what really happened there?
You'll have to pay me a lot of money.
Oh shit. Okay. Good stuff, man. Good
Thank
stuff. Yeah. Now this worked, thankfully. You told me there've been times when things haven't worked on stage as well. Can you tell us about an incident when it didn't work and what happened after that?
I would love to. So my first experience, like I said, it was in college and there was so much air from the top I couldn't. Thankfully, my dad was there. He helped me out. That was a learning for me. That was when, I started making plan B and plan C as well. For example, if this doesn't work, what do I do? My dad gave me this idea. In magic, you always have to be prepared. So he gave me this one lovely input that, that you've done something wrong, but your audience don't know. They think it's part of your trick. So all you have to do is just drop it and move on to the other trick. Move on to the next trick. Just leave it and move on to the other trick. Nobody will notice. Nobody will know. Now, another thing is while you're performing, something goes wrong. What I do is I just improvise. So which I've got through a lot of experience. So I've performed so many shows and through that I've got it. So which is going to take some time for us to learn this. And the main thing is improvisation. So in magic, we also have to improvise a lot. Yeah.
But can we get an incident? Like if you remember another trick that...
Incident, I did mention that, in Mysticity... it's my ticketed show.
Okay.
I call my friends to be a part of my event. It's a huge thing, and I have 250 people who've bought tickets to watch my show with children and family. And there's one amazing trick which goes wrong, and I just move on to the next trick. And I was so nervous. My dad was telling, just move on to the next trick. He just told me that. And I moved on and I was so nervous. Even after the show, I did say sorry to my audience. But everybody was like, why is he saying sorry?
They didn't understand it.
Nobody understood. Yeah, so it's like that.
So, I mean, but don't they get it? Like, don't they see that there's something that's gone wrong?
So, I make sure that, I don't reveal the secret. I'm just performing something. When I move on to the next thing, I don't think they'll
Nobody will. But again, I think that comes with a lot of experience, right?
Trust me.
So moving on to few, things that we were again speaking about before the episode. As soon as you say magic, I don't know how people have looked at it. Maybe it's something that just happens at a birthday party. Or maybe it's something only for the kids, right? Whenever you say magic show, usually people stereotype it to be for the kids. So there's a lot of stereotyping that exists around this space, and yeah, like we'd love to hear what you feel about it.
Yes, especially in our country, we have the stereotype
Mm.
that magic is just for children, to entertain children, birthday parties especially. But I'm glad slowly it's changing. If you see in the US, in UK and all, in Las Vegas, people pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to watch magic shows. I'm gonna name a few: David Copperfield, Penn and Teller,
Yeah.
David Blaine. You don't even get tickets sometimes. And they're
Yeah.
so busy. They are packed all the time. So, people don't know that we can perform magic for adults as well. Like I said, slowly things are changing now. We have a lot of demand in corporate field. So we do something called mind reading and mentalism, which is specially designed for corporates mostly. And even the money is good. Yeah, slowly things are changing. I'm happy about it.
But in your circle, like your first circle and your second circle, like how is it? Like, do they look down upon it? Is it something that's respected? Has that scene improved over the years? What do you feel?
I think it's slowly improving because I'm going to talk about my relatives a little bit. So when they say magician, artist, about artists' life.
Yeah.
They think artists don't earn that much.
Yeah.
But actually, the truth is, per show they charge 50, 1 lakh, goes up to 10 to 15 lakhs and stuff. They don't know about it. They think job security is everything. You go to a corporate, work 9 to 5, be happy with your wife and family. But that's not it. Slowly, when I started, my story started coming on newspapers, and I started getting some recognition through some television and stuff. They're like, oh wow, this is actually cool. So again, about this, slowly things are changing, so I'm glad about it.
What was your first paycheck like? How much did you earn on your first show?
My first show, I think 2,500.
$2,500.
I performed for a birthday show, I remember.
Yeah, where was it?
In McDonald's.
do you still get these requests
I
for
do
a
get-
kid's
I
birthday
do-
party and
I
all
do
of
get
this?
these requests,
Okay.
yeah.
But then they better be ready to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
The 2,500 doesn't work anymore. But I think everyone starts there.
Yeah, everybody starts there.
Everybody
yeah.
starts
Even I
there.
wanted to start from zero. It's all about the experience, If you want to... There's so much to learn if you start, performing from birthday parties. There's so much to learn. You have to deal with the audience. You learn how to deal with the audience, with children, and your stage presence. Angles are very important when it comes to magic. So you need to, learn these angles. So yeah, a lot to learn.
There's always someone who's trying to come and stand behind you.
Yes.
And you need to make sure there's... You need to make sure there's no one watching.
Damn, he knows my phone trick now.
Al Pacino knows it. That's why I've kept him there. So, what do you tell a guy who wants to go on this route now? Say a 16-year-old who's wishing that, okay, I want to be a magician.
Go for it, bro.
In a day like today, is it hard? Is it tough? Is it easy? And what does it take?
Comparatively, it's easy. If you want to learn something, it's easy. But if you want to present it, it's a little difficult. So in magic, you need to have the stage presence. You need to have good communication, storytelling, presentation skill, all this. So that's going to take some time. But otherwise, even if you YouTube, you get to learn lots and lots and lots of stuff. So there's so much on YouTube you can learn. And in Bangalore, somebody has this institute. They can go learn there, and it happens to be my institute. So marketing. So please come and learn.
What is the name of the institute?
It's called IOMA, Institute of Magic and Ali Dats.
Okay, and this is run by?
It started by my dad
Now
in 2000. And so during COVID and post-COVID, I've been taking care of these classes. I've been training a few children, and I focus more on adults. I teach them mind reading and mentalism.
And what is it like? Is it like a 6 months course, a year course? How does it work?
Right now I've started with, the basic and intermediate. It's a 15 days course where they learn, mind reading and mentalism. They can after the course, they can present good enough 30 minutes stage performance.
Yeah. And these guys are learning it just for the excitement of it, or to actually pursue it?
Now, as of now, for the excitement.
Yeah.
Just to entertain family and friends.
Yeah. They want to be the center of attention. In that
They want to be in
group.
the spotlight.
But there must be a good source of income, a constant source of income, because I'm sure there's always someone who wants to learn.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who want to learn magic. Now, especially after, I've been mentioning COVID a lot of times, it's played a lot of, it's played a big role in my life, I guess. So,
everyone's life.
Yeah, I think people have gotten more creative after COVID. They want to learn, since I think they were sitting at home and their brains have
fried
and they want to learn more things. So after that, I've been getting a lot of requests to learn magic.
Now, does age matter in something like this?
Not at all.
Yeah?
Not at all.
So you think a 10-year-old and say a 25-year-old can get the same reaction?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But isn't there a certain level of IQ you need to understand how these things work?
So what I do is I design my show in such a way that now, for example, you ask for a show and I understand the requirement and the crowd. So once I understand the crowd, I create a routine. I design a routine, only then I perform.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, for example, we are performing for children. I have a routine specially set for them and I perform that particular routine. If I'm performing for corporates, I have a routine, which is set to perform for them.
It must be challenging because, the expectation is always very different. Whether if it's a corporate crowd, the expectation is extremely different. The kids are expecting something totally different from you. But, I mean, you are trying your best to design this, but does it go wrong? And is there a chance for it not to work? Or have you just surpassed that chance now?
I think I've surpassed the chance. Probably when I started off performing for corporates, I was a little scared, thinking, they're all adults. Will they really enjoy this show? And even when even when my clients get in touch with me, they say, I hope our clients, enjoy it because people are, coming from abroad and blah, blah, blah. So the way I've designed the show is like that, and apart from this, there's so much comedy and entertainment. They forget about magic and they just
they just want to sit and laugh.
So I'm on the safer side.
You're on the safer side. And these bigger shows that you spoke about, right? You've traveled abroad and all of this. How did all this start off? Like, how did you get the opportunities to kind of go abroad?
I haven't traveled abroad.
Okay.
I've done a lot of virtual shows.
Okay.
Abroad, but Dad has traveled to a lot of countries and he's performed.
Okay, and how do those things work? Are there certain companies that you got to kind of work with specifically? Do they search for you? How do you get these opportunities then?
Abroad?
Yeah.
So he's got in touch with few people and he's gone. Otherwise, he's also gone individually and he's performed.
Okay.
So with some companies, he's done a few years contract. But otherwise, he travels alone and he gets in touch with people and he performs. He gets in touch with event managers, basically.
You were telling me about the idol that you have in this space, and who is it and what about it?
So like I said, I'm mostly into presentation and stuff. So and I'm a big fan of Illusions. So I love David Copperfield, his presentation, his presence, his humor, superb. Moving on, when it comes to suspense and stunts, it's David Blaine.
Okay.
And stage presence and comedy, it's Penn and Teller.
Okay. The third person I'm not very aware of. Maybe I would have seen, but I'm not too aware
So
of.
they have a show called Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Okay.
You have to
Okay.
watch. It's
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
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 Magicians across the world come and perform.
Mhm.
It's a reality show sort of stuff. And if Penn and Teller can reveal what they performed, they haven't fooled. They get an award basically, and they get a chance to perform in Las Vegas.
So, Las Vegas is like an ultimate dream for a performer, right? Like that's how it's been spoken about over the years. Is that something you have on your list, or is that just too overhyped to kind of
I
aim
don't think
for?
so. It's overhyped. Every
Okay.
artist has a dream to perform in Las Vegas because people across the world come and perform, and artists who they've performed in Las Vegas. So it's going to be a huge stage. So it's a big thing for an artist to perform there. And yes, I do have it in my bucket list. To
Yeah?
perform, yeah. I know I will be there one day.
So, what do you think? What do you think is going to take you there? Like now Nikhil is at a certain level right now, right? What's going to take Nikhil to get to a world stage like that?
I think I need to do. I need to start performing more shows and have good social media presence. Make it probably reach it to people across the world. And yeah, slowly probably I'll be there.
If you get an opportunity tomorrow, you think you're ready for it?
Yes, I'm ready for it.
Yeah?
Any day.
Yeah?
Yeah, wake me up in between my sleep and midnight. I'll go there. I'll be more than happy to be there. Yes.
Because there is this why I asked you that is like I'm sure there are a lot of people who wish for that, right? Who wish to perform at a stage like that. Apart from being known, maybe being known and being more famous is the only limitation. It's not as much your talent. Is that what? Because if you're ready to go and perform that means the talent is already there. It's just about the opportunity that's kind of waiting, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sort of makes sense. Yeah, I sort of agree with you.
Because the skill that it takes, maybe you already have. It's not that you don't have the skill. It's just that how well known are you going to be, right? And in this space, like right now, say in this country, are there people who have reached at a global level like that from a country like India?
So global level, like I said, Penn and Teller Fool Us.
From our
especially in
country,
the-
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
Penn and Teller
Oh,
Fool
is
Us.
it? Okay.
It's an international stage for
Okay.
illusionists and magicians. So I think 2 people from our country have already
Yeah?
been there, and it's really difficult to go there.
Is it?
Yeah.
And are there multiple schools for this, like across our country, or is there enough space to learn these things? That I think that's what I'm trying to understand.
No, not in India.
Okay.
There are not many schools in India to learn the art of magic. We don't have a certification as such.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
but in the US, I think David Blaine and David Copperfield, they have a school where they have a degree sort of a thing where they get certified to be a magician, and that's there. There's no formal education in India.
You think there should be?
I think there should be, yes.
Yeah?
There should be, yeah.
Because I feel like we are in the space, like you said, right? Finally, people are trying to explore the creative space and say something like a form of learning rap or even acting or say fashion design. Everything is coming up with a school with formal education in place.
Exactly.
And maybe the biggest limitation for a space like yours is the fact that it is being stereotyped and maybe not considered as a full-time gig. How does it work as you get older though? As you get to 40, 50 and 60, how does it work in a space like this?
You're scaring me. I am not really sure about this.
Is it?
But yeah, it's quite sad that, dance, theatre. I mean, I did my major in theatre. I did my performing
Yes.
arts from Christ University, where the first year I had to do dance, music, and theatre, all 3 together. But if you see in schools and colleges, you can see dance, music, and theatre, but there's no magic. Yeah, I wish someday, even government recognizes magic as an art and, adds it in the curriculum, because magic helps you get confidence. And it help when it comes to children. It helps with motor skills. There's a lot of advantages. In fact, David Copperfield has released a new he has an NGO sort of a thing
Mhm.
where he helps these disabled children.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and a lot of patients, and they're trying to heal them with magic. It's called magic therapy. So
Whoa,
they've already
okay.
introduced this in the US.
Mhm.
So yeah, my dad was also trying to introduce this in India
Mhm.
because of some government certification issues. I mean,
Okay.
we couldn't do it. It was really hard.
Mhm.
So yeah, right now he's given up.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hope someday we'll be able to introduce this in our education system
Hmm.
as well.
But Nikhil, that's what, right? So, just asking you again, like, is age a challenge? I think that's what I want to know. Do you think age is a challenge?
For me, I don't think age is not a challenge. I mean, we can probably, if we have the will, we can do it any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've decided to do this for the rest of your life?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm never giving up magic.
That's a
Never.
strong
Ever.
statement.
Yes, never. I'll never leave magic.
If not for magic, what else do you think would have worked for you? Or
Would
would you
have
do?
worked for me.
Or you would do?
Probably, I mean, like I mentioned, I did performing arts, right? So
Mhm.
I really wanted to go to Bombay and pursue acting. But since I was getting so many corporate shows, I had to stay in Bangalore and do all these shows because I was really enjoying it. I'm like, okay, chalo, let me finish the show and then go to Bombay. But then I was getting another show. It was a cycle. So probably I would have been in the field of films.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. And don't mind me asking, so are you married? Yeah, what's the scene?
I am.
I have a follow-up question to that, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like simply asking is.
I got it. So I'm 26 years old and I'm not
Okay.
married. Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking you that is like, what are you gonna tell the girl you're gonna be with, right? Like this is another thing. Like eventually for the girl who you're gonna be with, and now for her to understand your space and to accept that this is your space is another whole thing, right? How do you look at that?
He's scaring me.
Because
I'm not getting married.
yeah.
I
Because I feel like these are the challenges, right? Like
True, very true.
and it shouldn't be like for someone else who's listening to this might look at me and say, why is this guy asking this question? But the reality is it's really like
I
that's
totally
the scene.
agree
Yeah.
with you. I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. I do have a lot of friends who are artists,
Mhm.
but very few are arranged,
Okay.
married.
Okay.
Just simply that, in our society, people don't
Yeah.
easily agree that, an artist
You will
can
have to
survive.
find a girl yourself.
Probably that's the scene with me.
It's not going to be easy, right? And Nikhil, honestly, like one of my main reasons of asking these questions and doing these things is to start normalizing this, man. Like to start normalizing professions and interests that are unique, right? Because if that doesn't happen, it's really going to be a tough time for a lot of us.
Very true.
And like you said, it's not like there's no money in these things. There's enough and more. There's beyond imagination, in fact, right? There's no limit if you think about it. And I
Exactly.
think that's why I kind of keep coming back to these questions. And you won't believe it. Like each episode, as much as it's different, it's actually all the same. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that. The story is obviously different, but we're all in the same space where, as an artist, the challenges are the same thing. We are pursuing the same things, and the reason is the same, that we're just trying to do what we love to do. So, what's next for you, Nikhil? I think that's another thing I want to focus. Like, are there plans in the making? Is there something you're looking forward to doing?
Of course, yes, I do have a lot of plans.
Mhm.
I want to. There are a lot of magicians,
Mhm.
Abroad. They've tried something new.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to copy or something. But even I'm looking forward to do something new, something very unique,
Mhm.
where no magician has tried. So David Blaine, in fact, keeps trying all these amazing stunts and. Something nobody has ever tried.
Mhm.
So, and there's no Indian magician who's done this as well. So looking forward to do something in that space as well. And I want to really, normalize that magic is an art, and I want to, work on this magic therapy as well, introduce it in India, and make sure that, all children also, get this, and hopefully it's going to help them. So this is my plan as of now. And apart from this, I do a little bit of modeling and acting.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give up
Yeah.
on that also. That is also my passion. So as much as little bit time I get, I go there, I try to do some documentaries, I try to do some photo shoots, and yeah, this is my plan. Let's see how it goes.
Super. Can we do something with the cards?
With the cards, yes. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try doing something very simple with you.
Okay.
So I was talking about mind reading and mentalism. Yeah, when I did the phone trick with you, you didn't realize how I did
Yeah.
that, but I actually, put some thoughts in you.
Okay.
That's how, you got the password right. Will you believe it?
It's tough to believe.
Tough to believe.
Because I feel like I had control.
You had control.
Yeah. That's the. Yeah.
Okay, you won't believe, we magicians, mentalists, mind readers, they can actually, read your mind through your, behavior, your body movements, reading your expressions, which I'm gonna, let me just give it a try. I'm
Sure,
not
sure,
really
sure.
So I have a pack of cards. Like you can see, all of them are different.
Yeah.
Just to be on a safer side, what I want you to do is I want you to shuffle it just like this, like however you want to.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something called the riffle shuffle, where each and every card gets shuffled.
Okay.
Just for the sake of it, okay?
So you just want me to shuffle it? There's no.
Just mix it up.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah.
We're not going to shuffle it anymore. Okay?
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to, ask you to pick a card like other magicians. Let me be a little different.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to riffle the pack like this, and I want you to say stop whenever you feel like. Okay. Go ahead and say stop. You can stop me anywhere.
Stop.
Right there.
Yeah.
Do you want me to count 1 or 2 cards if you're not happy with the
No,
place
I'm good. I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Now the card on top is yours.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't tell me what the card is. I'm going to show it to the camera as well.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to look away. Now, Adarsh, I want you to do me one small favor. Just show me your palm. I want you to hold these cards. I want you to cover it with your other hand. Lovely. Now, do you remember the card?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Now, as soon as I said you remember the card, you look to your right, which means it's a black card, it's not a red card. All right?
Oh,
you
shit.
looked to your right again, which means I am right.
Okay.
All right? You're smiling, it's not a special card, it's a number card. You nodded a little bit, you're still looking to your right, which means I am right. It's a number card and it's a black card, which means either it's spades or clubs. Spades or clubs. It's clubs.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I want you to think about the number and nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did not look up this time, you looked down. Okay, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of clubs.
Oh man. Is there anything stuck on that card that makes you stop at it?
Go ahead, do all the inspection you want.
Man, that's crazy. That's really crazy.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
I don't like. It's very tough. It's very tough to come up with words for something like that. I don't even know what to say. That was awesome, Nikhil. I mean, I'm looking forward to. I've only seen your videos. I've never been a part of your show. I think I'm looking forward to it. I want to come and enjoy the whole spectacle.
I would love to have you in my audience.
Yeah,
I'll
like,
surely invite you.
I need to see this, man. Like, and kudos to everything you're doing. Full power to the fact, full power to your father. To first of all make sure that he followed his passion. Full power to you for picking that up and going ahead with it. I think it's an amazing life, man. Like people don't understand
I swear.
how beautiful it is to live your passion on a day-to-day basis. There's a high cost to pay for it, but it's worth more
it.
than that,
Exactly.
right? So very nice to see you here do all of this, and I just want to see you grow more and more and be known on a world stage so that I can show off that I interviewed you at some point of time.
So sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So all the best, Nikhil. Any final words to your audience who have watched this episode?
I hope you enjoy this episode. Have a magical time ahead. Be kind to one another. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you, guys. This was episode 29. Definitely a very unique episode. Hope you enjoy it. And if you need Nikhil to be a part of any event that you are part of, please get in touch with him. We'll definitely put down his details as well. So thank you so much. See you on the next one.